Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kazuri Alameen. And once again, I'm extremely grateful to be among the living this morning. As I was doing my walk this morning, doing some very, very spiritual self-reflections, listening to the birds sing, seeing the squirrels run about, hearing the dogs bark, walking on the earth that I don't know what's underneath it, looking at the clouds above my head that I don't know what's behind the clouds. I'm grateful once again to be among the living. I heard a guy speak a couple of weeks ago and it really penetrated my subconscious. And he was saying that most people think that the spirit is in the body, which is not correct. And I gave that some very, very serious thought, and I concur with that statement. The spirit is not in the body is in the spirit. Because before we had a body, there was spirit out in the universe before the egg and the sperm connected, and then when it began to develop, it developed through those two pieces of liquid, brought spirit. Then the body came later. So when a person leaves and go to their next adventure, I like to call it these days, better known as death, when a person dies, somewhere along the line the heart stops beating. That is a truth. But in that dynamic also, when the person stops breathing, the spirit already has returned back and keeps traveling. Spirit does not die, it changes in different forms. You know, you're pretty sure y'all have been to one or two funerals, and you'll say the body looked this way, the body looked that way, highly respected. But the spirit is gone. So once the heart stops breathing, because the absence of breath is death, but the spirit has gone and kept on traveling. And that makes perfect sense to me because the spirit was here first. So when the body stops breathing, the spirit leaves first because it came first. Makes perfect sense to me. So I want to encourage you to strive to let your spirit fulfill you, fulfill your spirit with excellence, fulfill it with great morals. You were sent here, and I was sent here to do something on this earth, ladies and gentlemen, for X amount of days. And I want to encourage you to do that. Be not distracted because there's a lot of information addiction out here. And if you don't have the right discipline, the right focus, you get caught up on stuff that has nothing to do with your goals, dreams, hopes, and aspirations. One of the groups I do a group sometime called What Would You Do If You Know How Much Time You Had on Earth? Yet, we have X amount of time on earth and we're going to stop breathing. I don't care what you believe. You got to believe it. It's true. Evidence speaks for itself. So what would you do differently if you know how much time you had on earth? What would you do differently? Most people would do something differently because they're putting time in that's not very, very beneficial. And when you get that kind of question, what would you do? So I want to encourage you to live your life like that, not from fear, because we're going to stop breathing. We don't know what land, what time, where, or how, but we're going to stop breathing. That's a universal fact. Their belief is a fact. So what would you do? One of the questions in my book is, what would you do if you had 3 days, 4 hours, 37 minutes, and 2 seconds left on Earth? And every time I use that question, it's powerful for the audience. We have some great discussions with that. With the awareness that we're going to stop breathing. We're going to stop breathing on this earth. So protect your peace, ladies and gentlemen. Protect your peace. Strive to the best of your ability to be around people who are going to support you and encourage you. You also want to strive to be around people that you're going to support and encourage. Because a lot of people, realistically, life has taught me this. I had to hear this on those CD, DVD, radio, internet. Some people in life are just miserable. They're just miserable. And they don't know what peace is. They don't want peace. They don't know how to get peace. The greatest war any of us will ever fight is ourselves. Let me say this again. The greatest war any of us will ever fight is ourselves. Why? Because we're with ourselves all the time in all seasons of life. And even if you're married, highly respected, you're not with your spouse all the time, and your spouse is not with you all the time. And that's a fact. But you're with you all the time. We are with us all the time. Wherever we go, we take us with us. Example, you can't go to work and leave yourself at home. You can't go to the grocery store and leave yourself at home. You can't go to the doctor and leave yourself at home. So imagine being with you and you love you. What a delicious place to be. Imagine being with you and you don't love you. What a diabolical place to be. Only you know these things. There's a lot of stuff out here, ladies and gentlemen, that's very external, highly respected. But this is an inside job. You can hear other people talk, fine, fantastic, but they are not you and you are not them. I also do a group called Where is Your Self-Esteem? Where is your self-esteem? Because there is a definition for self-esteem is self-service. Where is your self-service? How are you servicing you in times of adversity? How are you servicing you in times of prosperity? How are you servicing you when you're pissed off? How are you servicing you when you're sad? How are you servicing you when you're happy? These are things only you know. So stop looking outside of yourself for your internal stimuli, your internal success. It's an inside job. And then once you manifest this and understand this from an inside job, then it goes outwardly. Spirit never dies. It takes on different forms. Never dies. It takes on different forms. So that made perfect sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect sense. Protect your peace. To the best of your ability to protect your spirit. It's very, very important because spirit that's the substance. See, the body will decompose. Anything that composes will decompose. The body will decompose. It will decompose. Spirit does not decompose. So protect your spirit, ladies and gentlemen. Protect your spirit. Protect your spirit. Protect your spirit. Peace and blessings.